Well, it's been a minute since I've made a video. This isn't for any particular reason other than I was doing things that were not very interesting. Or at least I couldn't figure out how to make them interesting. But I've done enough that I think it's time for a tour. Let's begin, shall we? First, you may notice that not much has changed. However, there are a few additional beacons sitting around. Oh, there's another one. And there's another one over there, too. There are currently 6 in total. This is still my only iron farm, so go ahead and run the numbers on that, see how long that took. The Wither Stars, or the Nether Stars, were a bit of a hassle to get, but it worked out in the end. But more importantly, I've been working on this project over here, which is what's going to take a very long time. And there's a reason I built that sand duplicator from before. A bit of a... Come on, stupid Enderman. Yeah, just a little bit of a reason. So I built this mechanism over here. Hopefully I'll be able to scrounge up a clip of it working. And what it did before I put this obsidian here is it pushed sand across, basically. And there's a whole bunch of them all the way going down here, all 400 blocks. This isn't fully mined out. There's still some sand down at the end. But I'll get to that eventually. And then I took a bunch of it out with shovel and torches, and then I put glass down at the side. I took a lot of glass, but I think it's well worth it. And I can't fix that. So, this is just one of about 35 of these strips I'm gonna have to do. Yeah, this is gonna take a long time, but I have patience. I am willing to get it all done. When I was doing this, towards the end of it, it started lagging quite a bit, which I thought was pretty funny. All the pistons, I would push the sand from over there all the way down to over there. Towards the end. Can you see the end yet? Not quite. It's making the server lag a bit. That may be a concern that may be an issue I need to address, but I'll figure that out eventually. All in good time. Yeah, in order to complete this, I requisitioned Potato's help, who was no help at all, and all he did was make a mess and try to steal my shovel, but I got it back. But overall, good progress, good progress. I'm gonna hopefully stream. That was what I was planning on doing, was streaming the rest of this, or at least some of the rest of this, while I set up things. Obviously, this is like 20 hours worth of AFKing to fill up the whole thing with sand, but I can build it in like 2 hours. So I was hoping that's what I can do on a stream, because that doesn't that doesn't take too much brain power, and I can just move along and talk. So hopefully I'll be able to get some streaming on. Potatoes is still streaming on Twitch. At some point, we're going to do things together. I don't know when that's going to happen or how. A lot of the sand from this trench ended up back in here. Okay, this is the last thing. So we got all that. And I think this is full. Or almost full, yeah. Pretty full. And then this goes up to, yeah, there. So a decent quantity of sand made it back into here, although I did lose quite a bit. Is that slime I heard? Nope. There's that. I'll explain that mechanism later for the next time I do it. Next thing I have to do is just pipeline the sand over here so I can get the placing back working. I would have made a video out of that, but I didn't know how to make it interesting. I'm not mumbo jumbo. I don't know how to make placing sand interesting. I know he did that once with his Guardian farm in season 6. Yeah, season 6. Right now they're on... No. Yeah, it was season 6. Because I started in season 5, and then season 6, and then season 7 was that one big thing. Yeah, that's right. But without slime blocks, it is quite a bit more of a pain. But I got it figured out. Piped a whole bunch of sand over to here, and got it all placed. The beacons are they're all haste. I don't have haste right now. I need to be a little closer, but I can get haste if I go over here. Yeah, there we go. So I'm gonna start just stripping out this entire area, or all the way down to bedrock once the sand starts going. Once I've gotten a few more layers deep. And then hopefully this place can finally start taking shape. I am really, really suffering without a good storage system. I cannot find anything, and I'm running on limited space. So hopefully I will be able to make that go a little smoother, be able to find all my stuff faster. This is a large project. This is going to take a long time, and I don't have a ton of time to dedicate to this. I don't think I want to dedicate too much of my time to this, but this may be a long project, but I know it'll get done in the end. Now that a lot of the infrastructure is in place, I'll be able to get moving fairly quickly. These beacons were just kind of the icing on the cake. They're nice to have, and they look cool. I need 16 in all for full coverage. And in this version, they are not a cylinder of coverage. They're a square, which is very, very convenient. They're a square, 101 by 101 blocks. So I need 16 of them to cover the entire area, 4x4 grid, with, I think, like 5 or 6 blocks on the very outer edge that I can't reach. But it's better than 25. Yeah, that's coming along nicely. But that's not all I've done. Let's see, is there anything over here? No. I've been tending to my farms a bit. I haven't needed anything from there or over there. But if we come into the nether, we'll see something else I've been working on. Down here, you may notice, I don't actually think that I put this in a video, but I built a return piston bolt. If I did, then if you are listening to this, then that means I did not have it in a video, and I included it in the next one, or in this one. So for a while, Ghostwalker's been complaining about his wither skeleton farm, and that he can't accumulate any skeletons over time. He has to stand there and kill them because of the detection range and the mob limit of monster spawner. And I said, stand aside, son, let me fix it. And then I worked away at it for like a couple hours, and I made an over-engineered monstrosity, and then I just gave up on that and took a simpler option. So now the Wither Skeleton Farm is working at a much faster rate than it was. Well, not much faster, but you can just sit there and let everything accumulate. Fortunately for me, that's the one thing I really can do now, is now that I have a desktop computer, I can finally AFK over time. However, the way there is still long and treacherous. I have got to connect it to my piston bolt, or to my my trail here, and make an underground route. Because I come here often. It's actually a really, really good XP source. Even better than, or a lot better than the zombie grinder, because wither skeletons drop larger XP orbs, drop larger experience orbs, and so they can be collected faster, and they drop more of them for each skeleton. And also they're only one hit, because I never know why this area spawns Nether Fortress mobs outside. Like, there's sometimes blazes over there. We may see one on the way back. There's sometimes blazes chilling over here. I don't know why that is. I think it registers it as, because the seed changed. I think there was supposed to be a fortress here, and it just got eaten. But it still spawns the mobs. But what's confusing me is that it should only spawn mobs on nether brick. And it doesn't. There's no nether brick over there. So they just hang out, I guess. But that notwithstanding, we can go up here and hopefully not... Oh, there's blazes. They are the sentinels of an area that I am not going to, because we must follow the torch trail. Yeah, mob spawning finally resumed here, but I have no faith. It finally resumed in nether fortresses, but I have no faith that it's going to stay that way. So I'm leaving the farm here. I could build like an actual legit farm, but I don't want to. This isn't actually any faster than a good wither skeleton farm would, or a good fortress farm would be. And it's also quite a bit simpler. But yeah, as you can see, this is a little smaller. My main problem was that the skeletons were taking damage somewhere. And I had a repeating double piston extender that would push them over. I'll probably show a screenshot of what I was trying to do. And it would push them over, but it would like suffocate them 1 or 2 damage. And it wasn't very consistent. So they would fall down and I couldn't get them at exactly 1 health like I wanted to. So then I tried to figure out where that was coming from, how far up I need to go, because I did all the numbers right. I knew that. Well, first I did them wrong, and then I did them right. But eventually I realized it's because the cage was too far above the ground that they were falling and taking damage. So I just fixed that up a bit, and then just made a drop chute, which heads down here. And it worked great. It's the same principle as down here, same principle as my zombie farm. You just punch them, except now they're actually 1 hit, which is nice. I mean, that's very, very standard for farms like this, but it's not. It's nice for what? It's something I never had the luxury of. As you can see, we have a very nice 24 skulls from this. You get an absurd amount of skulls from this, even when you're just trying to get XP. Obviously, potions, lots of books. I've been enchanting quite a bit. Got levels, but I'm not going to use them. But this isn't actually the half of it, because I got 50 a while back. Actually, I had 2 in here from before, because only 48 of them went into withers. So I had 22 plus 50. 22 plus 50, which is 72, which is a stack. That's a stack and 8 skulls, which allowed me to get a whole bunch of beacons. Well, a whole bunch for me. Eventually I'll get to a stack. It's not hard. But that point leads me to the next area I'm going to go to, which is Ghostwalker's Wither Killing Chamber, which does not work. And that was the cause of both the misery from the previous video, as well as the escaped wither that I had to take care of, which was not fun. I lost my bow in that endeavor, but I've made a new one. Rest in peace, Uwu. May your soul finally rest. I did get to repair that bow though, so the principle was there. But made a new bow. The hard part about these bows is that was the only thing I couldn't replace easily. Was my bow. Was because I had diamonds, but you need an unbreaking book to put unbreaking on a bow, and I did not have an unbreaking book because you can get that and the sword. The sword you need an unbreaking book too, but it's a little easier to get sharpness than it is infinity and power. Actually, that may not be true because you can't get anything but power on a bow, but you can get smite and bane and things like that in a sword. But there's always things, I don't know. Well, just the bow's the least convenient to get. But luckily, I had a great deal of luck with unbreaking 3 books from enchantments from my zombie farm. So I was able to make a new bow very quickly, like within a couple hours. Make a new one. Though I have currently tasked Ghostwalker, whose fault it was that I lost my bow in the first place, with making me one. And he has complained to no end that he is not able to, that it's not easy, that he can't do it. And yet I've made 2 of them. I actually have a second one now, because I had another unbreaking book, and I know where that needs to go. Anyway, so the old Wither Killing Chamber is up this most definitely stable staircase. So Ghostwalker is known for not really doing his research all that well, but this time he actually did have a look around to try to find a way to kill withers. And the trouble starts with the method he was using. So I was trying to use the nether ceiling bedrock breaking, which, as we saw in the previous video, didn't work. But now I know why. The most important thing. So here's the here's kind of this shape here. First off, no, this doesn't work. I don't know how he said it worked before, because I've never once seen it work. Oh, I bet I know what happened. Okay, so basically, in order to do this, you need a 3x3 of bedrock, which we do not have, with an air block above the center block, which we do not have. If you don't have an air block, you can't push the wither up into it. It just gets stuck in the piston. So obviously wither escaped, caused a big mess. And then I started looking around for an actual spot so I could kill withers myself. And then I remembered the ceiling's always the same. So I just looked it up and I found a whole chart of sites that you can use in 1.12 and previous, which the closest being basically at 0, 0. So that's where I decided to put mine, and it worked 16 times, no problem. And as you can see from that mess up there previously, the same could not be said for Ghostwalkers. I don't even know how we could push withers up. We managed to push withers up into it in the first place without them just getting pushed into the piston because of that block above. I guess it just happened to work out sometimes. I don't know. But in any case, the side is just up here, and I'm probably going to throw down a wither. I need soul sand to do that. I'm probably going to throw down a wither or two just to prove my point. I don't really like doing it on... I can't really do it spur of the moment because it damages my armor when they explode. And without unbreaking, like on my boots, that kind of hurts. So I don't really like doing that very much. It's expensive is what it is. Funny, that's what I worry about, is my armor durability and not like the skulls. Yeah, I'm sure that's enough soul sand. I've got 24 skulls. And that's way more than enough soul sand. Anyway, let's head on up here. Up this dubiously safe staircase. One of these days I have to put in actual safeguards. This is like day one Hermitcraft stuff. And here we are. And here's 3x3 and the air block. So I'm actually able to summon withers here without them coming alive and trying to get me destroyed. So, figured I might as well just prove my point here. I don't feel too safe about this. I'm going to grab one of those just in case. My biggest fear is like accidentally pushing the wither over. I'm scared. Like, I know it's supposed to work, but I don't trust it. Okay, I'm going to take out those, because those are the expensive things. Yep, we can just stab the wither. Thing is, this cage works. I can't hear anything. The thing about this is the reason you need a whole 3x3 is you obviously need the center block to prevent the wither from seeing anything. You need the 4 adjacent blocks to prevent the wither from moving. And you need these 4 blocks because the wither shoots skulls from its side heads. And if it's angled in a certain way and one of these skulls comes out, it can blow up your piston and the wither falls. If that happens, the wither is loose and you are out of luck, my friend. Let's keep going, shall we? One of these days I'm going to forget to flick that lever. I'm going to be in a world of hurt. But for now, I stay paranoid. Stay paranoid and stay alive, kids. I guess this isn't really very fruitful standing over here, because if the wither does actually explode, it will just rip through all of that netherrack. Also, my sword is sharpness 5 now. It wasn't before. Because I happened to get a sharpness 4 book. And one thing led to another, and here we are. Oh, come on. And there we go. Perfectly safe. Totally was not fearing for my life. Well, I think that'll be all for now. I'm pretty sure I've gone over most of the things I've done. Yeah, the beacons are like the big obvious thing right now. That and the stuff over there behind me. I can't really see it right now, but next thing I'll be doing is expanding that. Well, first finishing it, then expanding it during a stream in order to make way for hopefully the storage system. I doubt I'll put it in the corner, but it's the next step towards it.